And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of the broadcast. Welcome back to the 2025 GSL Season 1 Round of 12 Group A. We just wrapped up with our first two matches of the broadcast. Now we are here with the winners match to determine the first player to make it through into Group Stage 2 into the round of 8. Oh boy. Here we go. Again, when it comes to the format of GSL this season, it is two group stages. First, we have the round of 12, then the round of 8, and then the round of 4 semifinals playoffs bracket. So two group stages, and then the top 4 make it into those playoffs. Again, it is a shorter, more briefer kind of format of GSL, and we're here to determine the first player to make it through into that next round of group stage. For now, we have Cure and Solar. Cure just took down SOS, Solar just took down Rainer, but they both went to the ace match. They both fought their way quite hard to make it this far. We'll see how they compare in a different matchup in a TvZ. Let's go. Let us go. So we're jumping into game number 1. And spawning in the top right hand corner of lane lines, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And here we go. Now, coming into this matchup, it's going to be an interesting dynamic here. Cure, he has been very aggressive. I was going to say he's been very aggressive in his TvZs, and that aggression continues as we have two SCVs being sent across the map. We are going for a proxy 2x Marine bunker rush. Let's go. The proxy is upon us. I was expecting this in game 1. I was expecting maybe in game 2 or game 3, but Cure, calm down. The Raxes are upon us. Remember, no gases alongside this. Proxy 2x Reaper is a rare sight in this matchup, so it should be Marines into a bunker rush as well. Now, bear this in mind. This is not an all-in. This is not an all-in. This is aggressive. This is a rush. This is designed, and this should get damage. But you can transition out of this into a factory, into an expansion, into a longer game stage. This is not as committed as a proxy 3 Rax, which is a lot more dedicated. But here we go. And again, the whole goal here would be to get some economic damage, get some drone kills, maybe force an overreaction out of Solar. We'll see how long it takes for Solar to recognize what's going on. Now, thankfully, Solar, his second Overlord is going to be parked outside of the natural. So even though he does not find the proxy, he will see the SCVs as they come in for the bunkers. Ooh, meanwhile, we still have the SCV scouts, but I believe Solar saw that. So when he sees the proxy, he should recognize, even though there are 3 SCVs, this is not as dedicated. Oh, gasless. No, he went gasless. Oh, no. Oh, I just realized. It was a 15-15 gas is opening here out of Solar. Spine coolers are on the way. Here, but alas, this does mean that he was skipping link production. Thankfully, 4 links are in production here earlier. Spawning pool actually he should be okay. He should be okay here. He's breaking down that first bunker. Does break it down. He does for that. That's a kill, not a cancel. He's going for the Marines. Yeah, he's going for the Marines here. Whew. And Cure, he has to pull away. So far, nice kiting. Cure, he doesn't get surrounded yet, but there we go. 1 Marine is going to be shot down. Oh, the kiting, though, is pretty brutal here. 6 drone kill. Oh, God. 6 drones do go down. Bunkers are done. And Cure, can he get into the bunkers? This is Spine Cool. Now, yes, Solar did lose a lot of workers here, but Solar, he's fine. He defends. He has 2 Queens, has a Spine Cooler. Ooh, he will lose an Overlord, though. Overlord is under fire. You can see the attempted salvage. Overlord goes down, Solar is supply blocked, and the game will continue. Whew, okay, there's a lot that just happened. And I'll be honest, I don't know who to favor in this kind of position. First things first, gases opener out of Solar. Now, this was actually a saving grace. What a gases opener means is that faster spawning pool. It was a faster spawning pool, so faster links, faster queens, faster spine cooler, so Solar, he defends well. The problem, though, even though it was a nice defense overall, when it comes to producing queens and spine coolers, he lost a lot. He lost how many drones? 7. 7 drones went down. And remember what we said, this was not an all-in. This was a 2 Rax, not a 3 Rax. So Cure, he already has a CC on the way, and Cure, he's enjoying a greater economy. He has a higher SCV count, he has mules as well, and because this was a gases opener, Cure's safe. Cure, there's no link speed. Like, link speed is heavily delayed because the gases are delayed. Roach production, Baneling production, any kind of attempted counterattack from here with gas, with tech, is late for Solar because of his opener. So there's a give and take. I will say that Solar should have had a cleaner defense. If he was able to defend without losing as many drones, then he would be in a good position. But after losing so many workers and losing another Overlord, suddenly Solar, he's stuck at home. He's stuck at home for the near future. Cure, he double expands, and there's just nothing to punish. There's nothing to punish Cure here. There's no Roach all in, there's no Bane Bust. We have Link Speed on the way, and Solar, he pulls out of gas, which means Solar is focusing on purely droning up. So this is a really unique kind of game state that we don't get to see too often. But overall, I do favor Cure here. I do think that Solar did fumble that defense. Oh no. Speaking of, Solar still stuck on 2 bases. Remember, there's no link speed. Without link speed, Lings, they can't really threaten these Marines. Behind this, Cure taking his natural, now getting a 3rd base, getting to his own 3-1-1 setup. Working towards Stim, and Cure, he's in a very, very strong position here. It's going to be up to Solar to recover. Oh boy. From here, we can go a couple of different directions. He's now pulling back into gas. He's droning. The 3rd base is just so late. Like, this is just such an awkward start for Solar. Attempted to get away with some greed with the gases opener on ley lines, and was not quite able to get away with it. As from here, he's just going to be stuck droning for the near future. Again, he's just stuck droning, stuck saturating, getting to a lair, getting into Banelings, I would imagine. He could try to go into Roaches as a follow-up for a safer follow-up instead. But I'm worried about the Stim timing. That's my biggest concern here. Stim is almost done, and Stim is lined up with what? With the Medivacs. Medivacs have arrived. Cure can soon move out, and I'll be honest, how do you survive against this? How do you defend? How many Queens are there? 5. There's 5 Queens, there's a handful of Lings, no Banelings, no upgrades. Queens with good enough transfuse, with the help of the Spine Crawler, he can defend the 3rd. Solar, he can hold on to the 3rd base. Again, the Spine Crawler going to come in clutch. If it wasn't for that, the Queens, they could just be targeted down. Curie sees the Queens, he wants them. It does start to step in, gets one. One Queen goes down, that was pre-Stim as well. He avoids the Spine Crawler, drops into the main. And drops into the main base. The Lings are trying to keep up, but Cure, he can just stand and fight. He can just stand and fight. There's the Stim. Forces back the Lings, there's no Spine Crawler in the main. And Solar just being pulled apart here. Denied mining. Spawning pool's getting low. It should not go down. There are transfused, thank god. There are transfused, and Solar, he will keep the spawning pool alive. Spawning pool will survive. And Cure is forced back. And again, this could have gotten more damage. This could have gotten out of hand and could have gotten out of control. He gets 1 Queen. He denies mining, but nothing too lethal yet. Solar is stabilizing. Getting up to a 3 base economy. We have a Baneling speed on the way. Double upgrades, the lever chamber. Cure getting ready for his main push. And Solar is still on the back foot. I do like this thing run by though. It's going to be forcing Cure back home. It does force him to turn around. This is buying time. And Solar, he has to buy time for Baneling speed. He needs more time here to get into his upgrades. Baneling speed 1-1. Curie rotates towards the top side. In doing so, Curie is in position to deny the 4th. Baneling speed still needs a little bit more time here. It's almost done. There's a scan. Curie stims in. And Curie, he should not be caught out by these Banelings. Yeah, it should not happen. Not against slow Banes. There we go, denies the 4th base. That's all that Curie needed. He's just containing Solar on 3 bases. Punishing the economy, the production. And from here, Secure, he does pull away, does back off. Again, Cure playing it safe. To be honest, I feel like Cure could have just kept going and could have just killed Solar then and there. But Cure is playing it safe. He gets another queen. He denies creep. He pulls back home. Just being a little bit more careful here. Doesn't want to throw away his lead. And Cure, he does have a lead. He's very comfortable. There is a chance that maybe he makes a mistake and he overextends on creep. But for the most part, you can see Cure taking his time. Clears up as much creep as he can. Once again, rotating over towards the south side, towards the new would-be fourth. And again, the win condition for Cure is deny the fourth. Over and over and over again, just deny the fourth base. Solo getting ready for a surround. Okay, let's go. Solo morphing in a Lottling main. Meanwhile, Cure with the pre-split. Oh my god, the spread is crazy. He's got 3 tanks. A nicely spread out bio. Moving forward with that 3rd tank. Stimming in. Does stim in. Instead, Solo goes for a counterattack. Elastra reinforcements back at home. There are 2 tanks and plenty of bio. A wall as well. Cure, he defends. And Solo, he evacuates. He evacuates. He knows he cannot save the base. Solo is being patient, but at the same time, Solo also knows that he cannot touch this army. He's going to try to, but he can't really engage. Not like this. Ideally, Solo has to wait for the unsiege. As Cure, he's going to rotate once again. By rotating, actually goes back home. Okay, just reinforcing. Now from here, Cure can rotate towards the top side or just keep pushing forward. He has protected this kind of reinforcing path. Pulling main force back. Solo once again threatening a counterattack. And Solo is getting into Hydra production. But Cure is maxed. Jesus. Cure, he's maxed out. 2-2 is finishing up as well. Cure is going to be ahead in upgrades. So +3 is now beginning. Cure stimming in. Yeah, this time pushing forward with those tanks. This time he's being aggressive. He wants the 3rd. And Solo, he has to engage. He has to fight. He's coming in from behind, coming in for the surround. But he already bleeds out so much already. He's out a Lottling Bane. Banelings, they are now connecting. Here comes the attempt to surround, but the tank boys are brutal. And GG gets called. Solo, he has nothing left. And Cure will take game number 1. Whew, GG. Cure does take a lead. Again, it was just a really rough start for Solar. Solar, he had the tools to defend, but he lost, what was it, 6 or 7 drones at the start of the game. It was brutal damage. From there, he fell behind. He fell behind, and because of his opener, he had no follow-up either. He was just stuck at home. He had limited options, and Cure just got further ahead. He just got further ahead from there. Just a really strong start for Cure. A successful proxy 2 racks. And with that, we're getting into game number 2. I don't expect Cure to proxy 2 games in a row, but we'll see. We'll see, Pappy. We'll see. Aye. As we're loading into Pylon. Pylon, a smaller map, a more aggressive map. And we'll see what that leads into. 8 Raxes can be very powerful on this map, but we'll get there. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pylon, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is Cure. And spawning in the bottom or in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and force the ace match. It is Solar. Here we go. Okay, we had a spicy start in game number 1, but this time, Cure, the Raxes are back at home. This time, there is no proxy. So Cure is going for a more standard opener, thankfully. Meanwhile, Solar doing the same, going for a hatch gas pool. This time it looks like Solar, he's not going gasless. So Solar, he also had his own unique opener last game, if you remember, opening up 15-15, opening up with a gasless start. Here we should be going hatch gas pool. There we go. And we can embrace a more standard early game here on Pylon, but my biggest concern here is how aggressive you can be. Now here on Pylon, the attack path, the rush distance is shorter and it's very direct. You just it's a straight line across the map, because of that, parade pushes, specifically 3 base all-ins, I'm referring to an 8 racks from the side of the Terran, can be very strong on Pylon. It can be quite difficult to deal with and to handle, so we'll see if Cure does embrace that. We already saw that Cure is willing to be aggressive, and we'll see if he's willing to double down into that aggression as well. But we're getting ahead of ourselves, you know. First things first, we have to build up into that and get into our openers. For now, we have the SCV scout out of Cure. He will confirm the timing of the hatchery. Does confirm, does get eyes on the drone, and you can see Cure, he's waiting for the drone to delay the third. So Curie's on patrol. Ooh, he does barely miss the drone. Curie checks the triangular third base, and Solar slips by and goes for the linear third instead. Behind this, Reaper does slip in. Slips into the bases. Threatens a mineral line. Doesn't quite get the drone. Third base is now on the way. Solar pulls out of gas. And the Queen will defend. Meanwhile, Nice Picos, Curie does take down 2 of those Lings. Nice Picos out of Cure. And behind this, Cure, he's going 3 CC before Starport. Economic opener out of Cure. So we're settling in. And going for the third command center. And coming into game 2, Solar, he's going to have a much more comfortable start. Now he's going to be able to actually hold his own against Cure, at least for a time. Behind this, Cure going for his own starport, so no 2-1-1. And this should lead into Banshee play. Should. We'll keep an eye on the add-ons. We have the Tech Lab on the way, and we expect an add-on swap into Banshees. Otherwise, we could open up Viking first or Liberator first and go into faster stim. So Curie still has options. Does have options here. Meanwhile, Solar just droning, saturating, now resaturating his gas geyser, getting to his third base, droning on up. And yep, there's that add-on swap into Banshees. And again, this is kind of like the stock standard go-to opener in TvZ. The reason for it is it's very safe and very economic at the same time. You have Hellions for map control to deny creep, and you have Banshees to harass, to scout, and to also shut down Roach all-ins. So just very safe, very economic. Nothing fancy out of Cure yet. From here, we should be getting up to 3 base saturation. The question becomes, does Cure take his gases at the third? As I mentioned before, I did mention earlier that all-ins are a little bit more favored here on this map, specifically 3 base 8 racks all-ins from the side of Terran. Throws down 2 more Raxes. So far, so standard. Meanwhile, Lair first out of Solar. Does go Lair first. So pretty safe play out of Solar. Basically, as a Zerg player, if you're going into Link Bane, you have options. We could have seen Solar go for faster Evo chambers and a delayed lair, so faster 1-1 upgrades. Here, faster lair means faster Baneling speed. It means delayed upgrades instead. Delayed Evo chambers, I mean. So a very safe play out of Solar. With that, he will prioritize Baneling speed to be safe. Fourth base is on the way. Solar droning, spreading creep. That is a bit of a Rax explosion here from Cure, but for now I believe only getting up to 5 Raxes. Still stands on 3 bases. So we have a 5 rack setup, and we are waiting to see if Cure does take his gases, if he does build up to a 4th CC. Does he get into a 4th? Does he not? As Solar is now going into his upgrades. Gaining speed, and now the Evo chambers are done, getting to 1-1. Banshees a poke in, they get 3 drone kills so far, not bad. They Poke in, they get a bit of damage. The Lings, they counterattack, they don't get much. Gases are being taken. Okay, never mind. CranKy is macroing up. With these gases, CranKy can soon afford a second factory and a fourth command center, assuming he does saturate. There are builds where you get like a fake gas geyser. But it looks like CranKy is playing standard. Likewise, Solar taking up into Hydras, going to Ling Bane Hydra. Spreading creep, still droning, still saturating. So far, I believe this is the most standard game that we've had this series. Ooh, as we are going for, the army that's going to be for 2-2. Hellbats can morph in to support the initial 7-minute timing. As CranKy does move out, this is the first push. The first committed move out of the game does hit at 7 minutes. Hellbats can morph into support once the armory is done. And Solar, he should have enough to defend. Now, this does hit sooner than normal just because of how short the rush distance is. So true, this does hit sooner than normal. Creep is being denied. Solar trying to engage from the bridges here is not going to be easy. But the armory is still not done. Still no Hellbats. We need a couple more seconds. Armory is about to finish. And the goal of these Hellbats is to protect the tanks. And there we go. They do morph in. They hit to protect. Instead, Solar counterattacks, heads for the mineral line. SCV is going to be going down. Nice damage at the same time. CranKy is pushing in. Does try to push forward. That's going to be 16. Oh, but 20 SCV kills. Yeah, Solar cripples the economy. The direct rush distance by ground, it goes both ways. Does mean that Soul's more vulnerable. Does mean that CranKy is more vulnerable as well. And CranKy is being forced all in. He's being forced all in. We have 3 more Maxes on the way. Jesus. Yeah, so CranKy is turning this into a 3-base all in instead. No 4th command center. And the 4th base of Solar is going to go down. And we have a give and take. On the one hand, CranKy, his economy is in the gutter. Like, his economy is stifled. It's shut down. CranKy, he has to keep going. From here, he could try to rotate or just keep pushing in. Where do we go from here? As CranKy is committed. Pushing forward. Solar, he's taking up. A risky maneuver. Solar's taking. Tank does siege. Solar once again going for another run by another counterattack. Does hit the 3rd base. And once again, does cripple the economy. Yeah, there's no way out for these SCVs. Another 8 SCVs going down. Just keeping and containing CranKy on a 2-base economy himself. But the army is still terrifying. It is making 12 Marines at a time. It's pure Marine tank. No Marauders. No Widowmines. There's no finesse to this army. CranKy, he's just committed. Just all in. He's slowly gaining ground. Now, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Solar. Oh, Solar does get supply blocked. And supply blocked. The Hellbats is still kept in... Oh, actually, not quite in the back line. They push forward. Uh-oh. Yeah, Hellbat's not quite in position. And Solar, he attempts this round, comes in from behind, takes down the first 2 tanks. And tanks are going down. Banelings, they do not connect with the Bio army, and CranKy breaks through. But no shot is still so close. There's still a couple of Banelings left over, but they do not connect. Nice splits here by CranKy. GG gets called. He breaks Solar. Solar! He did a great job counterattacking. He forced the all-in out of CranKy, but CranKy could not be stopped. And CranKy, he will qualify and make it through to Group Stage 2. GG. GG, well played. Solar, he was doing all the right things. He did a great job counterattacking. Basically, this was not even a 3-base all-in out of CranKy. It was a 2-base all-in. He had no mining at the 3rd base whatsoever. But we spoke about the short rush distance by ground and just how direct the attack path is. And CranKy, he just kept on pushing forward, forced his way into the bases. Solar, he was being a little bit greedy, taking up into the infestation pit. That is true. But alas, it came down to the main fight towards the end there, and again, CranKy just had an overwhelming army. He was being so careful and so efficient with his forces when he broke the 4th, when he was moving on in. And again, the Banelings did not find their connections. GG, well played. CranKy makes it through. CranKy, he does make it through. Again, a very intense winners match there, and that leads us into the elimination match. Oh boy. Now, if you're a fan of Solar, don't worry. Solar, he's going to be knocked down to the decider match. Solar, he's waiting for the winner of the next series. Waiting for the winner of the next matchup here. It's going to be a best of 3 between Rainer and SOS. Now, coming into this group, Cure, he was the favorite player, that is true, but still, like, I could definitely see an ace match happening. Like, Solar, he was so close to defending against that all-in, he was so close to holding on, barely not enough. The map was hurting him 100%. Map wasn't making things easy there, but we do find ourselves here in that second last series of the broadcast. Here we go. The loser of this series is out of GSL. So we jump into our PvZ as we jump into ley lines. Let's go.